Gig, gig, gig ready round two incentive program.
I would like to go into executive session and get some counsel from our attorney.
Okay, I have no problem.
What issue?
The paperwork that we were sent yesterday and some other questions I have.
All right. I call the meeting back to order. We just come out of executive session. No decisions were made. Just got legal advice from our counsel. Does anybody have any questions about the proposal for the resolution?
What's the proposal resolution?
Resolution to put the application in for the Gig Ready Round 2 incentive program, grant program.
What does it say?
Golly, I don't want to read all this. There you go, Jeff. We'll give you time. Well, the resolution here, I mean, just give him, he can't read all that. That's numbers. It's not reading. Basically what it is, Jeff, is the commission is working with Gigabeam to do Route 60 and 19. And I think it's like, I'm just going to round numbers off, Jeff. I think it's like $16 million. The commission and Gigabeam is putting, I think, approximately $4.1 million in as a match, 25%. And then hopefully we'll be awarded $12 million, around 12.5 grant is what that is. If you want to know the numbers in the area, that's what it is.
Yeah. If I have a question, obviously you worked with Mike on this. At one point it was going to be like about 5.2 match for around 20 or $22 million.
Well, that's at 27%, and the grant calls for 25%.
Right.
And that when I looked at the numbers showed that they used 27%, and I talked to them about that. So they went to 25% because that's what the requirement is 25%. Or you could do more, but
right.
Right.
I guess my question is, this is a once in a lifetime tranche of money that the state is going to get. And I think it'll take them a while to give away their share of money. But my point is, once it's gone, I think it's going to be a whole lot harder to expand broadband or get big clumps of money. I mean, when you hear 40 million or 20 million, the state hands out $20 million. Sounds like a lot of money, but it really, for a state, it's not, not that much. And I guess my question is if this is our best opportunity to get federal money, are we getting as much as we possibly can to expand as far as we possibly can? Because once this is gone, it will just be piecemeal at the 24.
I think this is the part of the unserved areas, basically, is the connection for the unserved. I don't think now I think John Tugg, when Amanda's on here, but I think Oak Hill and Fayetteville will not be put into that in this connection because they can't be, because it's
sure, they can't use any of the money. They
right,
can go
right,
through an area,
right,
but they can't use
right,
any of it
right,
in an area,
right,
that are
right. And I think that's why we started with this area here.
now this particular amount of money basically can be used. They now have clear or determined that unserved is. They used to say unserved was anything less than 25, or underserved was less than 25, and unserved had nothing. And now they're saying that you are unserved if you have less. You are unserved if you had nothing. You were underserved if you had less than 10. Then it went to you were unserved if you had nothing. You were underserved if you went to 25, had 25. Now you are unserved if you have a 24 meg connection from Frontier unserved, and you're underserved if you have less than 100. And I guess my question is this going to reach all those people that are unserved and underserved, which is, and I don't, you know, you guys have worked that out. I haven't really been involved in it, but I'm hoping that you understand that this is a huge opportunity for money.
I understand. I think one of the issues, and correct me, is if Tug or Amanda's on there, if I'm wrong, they can answer this question. I think there's only when you're talking about all Fayette County, I don't think there's enough money, matching enough money to start with all the unserved. I think the commission's made a decision, correct me if I'm wrong, John or Allison, that we want to start what we consider the next big development in Fayette County area and try to bring that area up and in an unserved area that needs to be served. I mean, I think, I'm not saying all other Fayette County don't need to be served, but I think that is the area that the commission has been working on with sewer, with water, and development from 1960. I think that's what
that was our priority.
I think that was our priority. So that's where we want to start. To start with is that area. So, I mean, I don't know whether either commissioners want to speak up on that and give their thoughts, but I think that's why we started there.
Yeah, we started with the water and the sewer and trying to get all that done from Anstead down to 19, and then getting the internet from Montgomery all the way up. So,
I mean, if John or Amanda can answer any of your questions, I'd like for them to.
Yeah.
I'm sure both of them are on.
Amanda's on.
Amanda's on.
Yeah. Good morning, commissioners.
Good morning.
So yeah, we would say that you're correct that the project area, and I can show a map if that's helpful, but the project area was determined based on the most targeted addresses that were going to be passed that were not considered served. So this project will pass roughly 1,500 targeted addresses based on the data from the state, a little over 1,500 targeted addresses. And it basically goes from Meadowbridge to a little past Anstead. And there's a little section up in Charlton Heights as well. But so it covers a large portion of Fayette County right down the trunk line, so that hopefully once that's built out, you'll be able to build out and expand off of that. So hopefully the infrastructure will be there that allows you to expand easier from this project. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Any other questions, Jeff, you need?
Last meeting, Amanda had a map.
You want to show the map, Amanda?
I wanted to get a copy.
Okay, he said he wants a copy. You can show it and give a copy, I guess.
I'd like to see it again too.
Okay, I can do that. If you'll allow me to share my screen, I can show you this map, and then I can also send the link out to everyone as well.
Yeah. Try that, Amanda.
Right. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Hope it's unserved.
Can you see your screen?
Well, it says she started screen.
There it is.
Yep, it just took a second. Okay, so you should be able to see this is the proposed project within Fayette County, and I'll zoom out a little bit. Obviously, the blue line is the infrastructure that we're proposing for this. We're not proposing that the project is proposing for this particular build out.
I need a copy of that too. Can you send me a copy, an email copy? I'm sure you probably have.
Yeah, same, please.
Yep, I'll send a link out. And like I said, this route will cross a little over 1,500 targeted addresses.
US 1960 down to Amsterdam, looks like Golly Bridge.
Yeah, so it goes down just a little bit past Meadow Bridge. Meadow Bridge is in the bottom section here, and it'll go all the way over to the east of Meadow Bridge as well.
Does it go all the way to Golly Bridge? I heard Mayor Primor speaking there.
I don't see it going, doesn't seem like it's covering Golly Mountain. It's picking back up, it looks like a Golly Bridge, but it doesn't go all the way to Montgomery.
Is there a connection between Anstead and Montgomery that's already there that they're going to use, Amanda?
Appalachian
So
Power.
Anstead and Montgomery they do have a lot of addresses that are considered served.
Right.
And that would be why there's a section here that you don't see connected. We can look into that and see if there's a way to go through those areas, but they do have higher speeds in some of those areas. Maybe not Anstead, but Montgomery, I do believe, has higher speeds than some of the other areas that this project goes through.
Is that Chestnutburg Road or is there Route 60? I don't know.
That's Route 60.
That's Route 60. Okay.
Well, I assume it is.
It is. It mainly follows Route 60, but it does kind of branch off a little bit as well.
So there are roads that come off of this that are unserved. Are they going to be included or not? I mean, that's just the main trunk. It doesn't really show any Willis Branch totally unserved. Gaymont Mountain has nothing.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, so this will be the trunk line, and then once this is built out, I guess we could look at branching off of this into other areas. That was the original plan, at least, was to get the infrastructure there. And then once the infrastructure is there, we can work with the ISP to allow them to see what they're willing to do. Some of that they may have plans for. We just have to have a conversation with them and see what their thoughts are on branching off of this trunk line. But we understand that there's still going to be, even once this is built out, there still may be areas that would be considered unserved or underserved. So Fayette County is still not done after this project, but this will be a large step in the right direction.
Well, yeah, this is the first initial step. And Amanda, if this, I think what they're looking at is money and time is what Jeff's talking about, and how much money is going to be left. This is approved. I'm just probably asking questions for Jeff. I want to know what it means too. But after this is approved, how long will it take for this to be approved?
It varies. It just depends. You may hear something within 6 months or so, hopefully sooner, but probably within that time frame.
For that next stage we might be talking about and the next expansion, do you think that there'll be funding left over to do the second stage, whether it's across the river or back towards say 612 or something? I'm just asking the question. You probably don't have any idea, but I want to ask it anyway.
Yeah, possibly. I think it will just depend on the interest that they have within this round of Gig Ready and any additional funds that they come through. So it is possible, and there are additional broadband funds that are out there that could be helpful as well.
Jeff, I do want you to know, when we first initiated this a year and a half ago, we applied, I think, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, we started with like $50 million. And they actually come straight back and told us that's an unreal figure that we need to be putting out there to serve all these areas. They come back and said, I think the overall figure was around $20 million is what they initially wanted us to apply for, because everybody was applying for $50 million and there was only so much money. So yeah, but well, ARP money, whatever it is, if the money was there, I mean, that's what they expect you to use. But still, I think the grant, to get grant funds, still 25% of $50 million. I don't think that if they were telling us that's too much money to apply for, you're not going to get it. You need to start with a lesser amount for the first one. And I may be wrong, but I think that's what the conversation was when there was another person here that put it together and they said, that's too much. You're going after too much money. So I think going after this, we should be secure in getting it, and then we go from there. I mean, I'm just well, I'm just telling you, when we first initiated, we could apply for the $50 million, but they told us. Conversation was, they said, well, I'm still, I guarantee there's limitations. They're going to tell you that, you put in for this much, it's not going to be. I mean, I'm the grants. I mean, I'm sure there's some criteria, and there's only so much money. At one point, $70 billion seems like a lot, but you know how much grant funding the rent that is been for sewers in West Virginia? 1.2 billion was being granted for sewers in West Virginia. I know that because I was just at a meeting with the auditor's office and nobody could believe it. So I mean, and not everybody served with sewer in West Virginia either. And that's 1.2 billion. So I'm just telling you, 1.2 billion does not go a long way when they're trying to serve everybody in the state of West Virginia. The same sort of. Okay. I mean, you try to apply for something that's not going to be awarded, or you try to apply for something that is going to be. Okay. Okay, I'm not trying to argue with that. I'm just telling you the reason. No, we're not. Any other questions? Conversations? You may want to mention that. All the exact figures. I threw it out there when Jeff asked me, but I'll go ahead and give the exact correct figures. The cost is a total of $16,488,402.29. The project. The grant funds will be $12,358,402.29. And then the matching is $4,130,000. That's the exact figure. We rounded them to the before, but everything exact. Off the sheet.
Okay. The Humane Society time.
We got to do that. I make a motion to approve to submit an application for the Gig Ready Round 2 incentive grant program.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now it's Humane Society time, and I'm going to say something, and I just find it funny, considering our previous conversation. So Loretta Unique wants to be on the board for the Humane Society. However, she couldn't access the application because her internet. So she said she'd get it to us as soon as she could. But she had a prior appointment today and couldn't be here. So, and I actually talked with her quite a bit. She's lively. I like her.
What did she say? I did not hear you, Ruth.
Her internet wouldn't work, so she could download the application. So
That's funny.
So this would be the commission appointed member of the Humane Society Board.
Now, is Loretta who we're nominating for that?
Yes. She's been attending
Okay.
all the board meetings already, so.
Okay. Well, I move that we nominate Loretta Munique to the Fayette County Humane Society Board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then the last item was a hopeful, but I'm sure it's not done.
Okay. We'll just
I haven't heard anything about it.
postpone it to the 23rd.
Yeah, I moved to postpone it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.